Okay, what is going on, guys? This is Giants Are Life, my third video. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep this goddamn count going. But anyways, we are going to be talking about head-to-head today. I'm going to be talking to you. Well, I've already talked to you about two other things today. If you have been basically watching the first couple videos. But anyways, we are going to be talking about head-to-head. Here's how it's going to work. We are going to be talking about how you can get more fans in head-to-head, because head-to-head is a very difficult thing to do. You got to get to Hall of Fame. I still am not in Hall of Fame, so yeah, but that's mostly just because I'm lazy. I promise you, it has nothing to do with my level of skill or credibility in this, because I actually know what to do. So if you're looking for help, or if you're like trapped on like Pro 1 and you just can't get up, or if you're like stuck on All Pro 2 or crap, or wherever you are, there's a very, very helpful tip. It does require you to be a bit of a higher overall. Like, let's say that you are a 57 and you just started head to head. You're not going to be able to do this tip. I apologize. But if you're like 90 overall, not even if you're only like 77 overall, you could probably still do this depending on where you are. So here's what I like to do. What you got to do is, you're going to head to your team, right? And so what you do is, after you get to your team, you have the options of course, like all your players and all that crap. But what you do is, I use bronze players on my offense only. You can also just use bronze players all across the board. You can also do golds all across the board. I just prefer bronze on my offense only, so that way it lowers me to about 77, which is where I get like true players who aren't really high overall, but at the same time, yeah. And so what you're gonna do is, you're gonna X out of the app. I'm not gonna X out of the app, but you have to. And then basically, when you X out of the app, it will reset all your players on head to head. So, like you see this guy, he's a 96, 96. Obviously, he's gonna be a pretty hard opponent to face because he has that high overall like me. But what you do is, when you leave the app, you end up facing against people of your own overall. And instead of going immediately against them, against your own overall, what you're going to do is, you're going to hop right back into your team and you're going to replace them. You're going to, let's say that you replace like Jerry Rice with Martavis Bryant. First thing you do when you come in, you put everyone back in. Let's say I subbed up my whole offense with bronze players. I'm going to immediately fill in my offense with my old elites or golds or silvers or whatever my offense is made out of. And I'm basically going to fill out the whole team again. And then you go right back into head to head. And then all you got to do is challenge someone. And the challenges are very easy. Not many people are going to accept it, so don't think that you're gonna like join in and there's gonna be like tons of head to head matches that you're gonna win. A lot of people will decline it, but basically come in when you have full stamina. So like I'm at 32 stamina right now. I'm only prestige 11. I'm not very high up in the prestige rankings because I didn't participate in domination during the weekends and everything. But anyways, what you want to do is, you just want to go into the head to head area and just play anyone, and you can continuously play over and over. But what I'm going to warn you about is, a lot of people are going to, not a lot of people, but there are some people that are going to do the same crap that you do in your tier, so you're going to have to watch out for that. For example, let's say I go over to this guy, and he's got 61 offense and 95 defense. Immediately, first thing you're going to want to do is just go away. Don't play him. Don't play him, because he obviously did the offense lower overall thing. He's not going to challenge you. You're not going to challenge him. Don't mess with each other. It's fine. If they're like 87 defense and 61 offense, and you think you could take on an 87 player, you also have to remember that there's a potential possibility with his offense to be pretty high. But yeah, you're going to want to play them. Also, when you play against the lower overalls, there's a couple warnings I have to make for you. Two free players, Bud Dupree and Cody Sensabaugh, I think they both were. They are the most feared and BCA players, respectively. And basically, what happens is, when you play against teams, they're usually going to be on the left side, but they are, or the right side. Just look for where they are using the little indicators across players. And so what you're going to want to do is, you're just going to want to avoid those areas, because Cody Sensabaugh, despite his overall, there's a lot of people in Madden who have a low overall and like elite level stats. Sensabaugh has amazing stats, mainly because he's a BCA player, which means he has like over 90 strength guaranteed, and he's a corner. He's gonna smash the ball out of your receiver's hands. I've thrown way too many picks to Bud Dupree and Cody Sensabaugh than I should have. Let's say I play like 30 people. Usually, or out of those 30, like 25 of them have the two free cards, and out of those 25, I usually end up throwing picks or fumbling or dropping passes against like 10 of them. and that's like inexcusable because you are most likely only going to get one drive. So you better make sure that your one drive is good. By the way, I'm just hopping into season mode here because I'm going to be showing you some tips on how to do head to head as well. So when you're in head to head, you can't come out as like a normal season game. In a normal season game, a lot of people just come out and you could like run Hail Mary and it'll be entirely fine. You're not gonna want to do that. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to start off with the run. You want to try and sniff out what your opponent blocks and what he doesn't. Usually what I like to do is I like to do this version of fullback dive. Don't do the other one. The other one's more highly countered. Use this one. You can run up, and it gets a couple yards every time. Basically, if you see that they counter that, don't run it again. But it basically, when you get a touchdown, it allows you to have a play for your 2 point conversion that you are guaranteed not to be countered. A couple good plays, halfback toss is pretty good. Not many people tend to counter that. And if they do, halfback pitch, most people don't counter. And even if they counter both of those, they most likely don't counter fullback fake halfback toss. Basically, you fake it off to the fullback on a play action. You toss it over to the halfback who's right there. And so what you're gonna do is you have to worry about the overall and the awareness of the defense because you see how that guy just sniffed me out perfectly. There's gonna be some people who do that. There's gonna be every once in a while you might see someone coming up, or if they cover you in man, you're gonna get screwed. Another couple plays, obviously, if it's not countered, you're going to want to be running halfback strength, halfback counter strong, not strength. Halfback blast, very good play if it's not countered. Halfback slant 18, that's like the holy trinity of run plays. And typically, not all three of them are countered unless you're against a guy that is anti-run. A lot of people's counters work either anti-run or anti-pass. Um, Typically, you're going to see a player countering a lot of passes, whether they be short, long, or a mix, or people who counter a lot of run plays, basically in their experience, what their overall is, who their league members are, who they're usually against, all that good crap. But basically, like, I just got a touchdown here, right? And so let's say that fullback dive was uncountered. I'm going to run this. If you can't run fullback dive, there's a couple other good plays. Edge circle is pretty good in the red zone. It's not the best red zone play you could run. It's a pass. But if you have a good O-line and they can block you for more than like 4 seconds, your tight end will, and you have a good tight end, your tight end will most likely get open to the right side, so you're going to want to scramble right. And they're going to get open in like the back corner of the right side of the end zone. And so that's a pretty good way just to get a 2 point conversion. But if you're looking for something more than just a 2 point conversion, or if you're looking for something better than that for a 2 point conversion, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to run 45 base. It's a play that I've seen lots of people run, whether they're on me or on someone else or anyone really. 45 base is a very good play, and I just lost a pick six because I juked into the wrong guy. 45 base is a great play to run, and also don't be afraid of long drives. Like, a lot of people play this game. A lot of people are scared of long drives. A lot of people just bomb it down the field. Plays like halfback slant, obviously, or not just halfback slant, just slant, I think it is. This play is pretty good because your halfback gets open any play. I think it's slant. There's flanker spot. There is play action something, or full, not play action something. It's FL drag. And basically, here is a fullback base. You've probably seen it before, might not know what it's called. It's not very popular of a play. But basically, most people are going to come over on the side. You can just run it over to the right. You can run it over to the middle. There's usually a wide open area for free roaming. And I've already scored like a 50 burger on this guy, or on the Bears, which over the course of the last 3 games, you have actually seen me play each time, I'm pretty sure. Which is pretty odd. But yeah. Anyways, those are some tips that you can use to try and help yourself when you're in a head-to-head. Also, if you want to be better in head-to-head, I would recommend, like, this is a game that I just won. I was playing against a guy with 83 overall, and I wasn't actually planning this, but still. I ended up getting 45k extra fans. Like, that's a lot. Every once in a while, you're going to get a guy that plays you back, especially if you throw, like, a pick six or do a safety, or you fuck up and don't, like, have a good enough thing on your first play. You're typically going to be getting like a guy to respond much more often than if you got all 8 points, or if you got a touchdown. You're gonna get like a lot more of that kind of crap. But anyways, if you want to get better in head to head, just follow those instructions. Be careful what you do. Also, be careful who you play. And just basically just like play smart. Don't play for the advantage. Don't play to be the greatest player you can and just like bomb it down the field with Tom Brady and get an instant touchdown. That's not what you're looking for. What you're looking for is you want to get a quick play over and over and over again, and you're gonna have like a 12 or 13 play drive. Isn't that bad? That's a pretty good thing that you could do, and it's not like too devastating on you. Also, something that you could do is when they kick the ball, a lot of time, especially remember this if you're against a good defense. Let's say the guy's got like 100 defense. You're sitting there with an 85 overall offense. You don't know what the hell you're gonna do. You're going to take it very slowly, focus a lot more on the run game, use runs that are guaranteed to get a couple yards. Or what I like to do is I like second down running. That's my favorite kind of time to run. Basically, first down you run the ball, you pass the ball, and then second down you run the ball. Try and get more yards for an easier pass on third, or hopefully a first down. As long as we're talking about hopefuls, hopefully a fucking touchdown. But yeah, you're just basically gonna to run the ball over and over. Be careful with who you pick as a running back too. Don't get someone who's fumble heavy. Um, and also develop your own running style every time. Develop your own passing style, your own running style. Think about what your style is. This is my style. It helps me. Uh, I used to run a lot of like speed plays because I use a much speedier running back than I like. I usually like power running backs. I like someone very strong. Emmitt Smith's strong, but he also he has he has better agility than he does strength. So that means that you're gonna be seeing a lot more agile moves and a lot more speed based. I don't like that. Um, but if you play, just develop your own style of how you run. Like 94 Beast Mode, in my opinion, will be for a while like one of my favorite cards in the game because I like a strong player who doesn't run all that much. I'm probably actually going to pick him up if his price went down. I'm not positive. I haven't really checked out the prices for the most feared in a while. But basically, that's it. Just develop your own style. Think about it. Go into seasons and practice. Go into seasons and just like try your own style. Try and run it up the middle if that's your style. Try half X lane 18 if that's your style. I know a couple guys who love speed running. Jukes and stuff are very easy with some players, especially in Madden Mobile. In Madden Mobile, you can juke like 4 yards to the left and 4 yards to the right if you really need to with some of the players like Emmitt Smith. Oh my God, he can juke across like four people, and like that's not even half his juke. Like he's that's an exaggeration, but he is pretty good at juking away from people. And so, anyways, yeah, I am still at 3.2 million fans now. But if you want to reach millions of fans, what you're gonna have to do is follow those. Uh, don't don't think that you're gonna go from 0 fans to 10 million fans in a day. Obviously, that's unrealistic. Make sure that you continuously do seasons if you're looking for Mobile Masters Odell, because seasons are what trips a lot of people up. A lot of people think the head to head is gonna be the hardest, especially me. Last season, I didn't even do head to head. Last season, as I told you a couple videos ago, my legacy team my legacy team sucks, essentially. That's all I really have to say. But yeah, last season my head-to-head rating, my best that I ever did was 28,045 fins. I never really did head-to-head. I hated head-to-head. I wasn't really into it that much. Towards the end of the game, I really didn't even have an affiliation with anyone. Towards the end of the game, I was just kind of my own player, trying to do my own thing, and joke around and have a little bit of fun. I had no anything. But yeah, what you're gonna want to do is just focus on that. Focus on your head-to-head. Uh, but focus on your seasons too. Develop a style. I'm actually gonna look them up right now. If you're into power running, there's a couple good players you have. Power running, he's always a great power runner in Madden. His name's LeGarrette Blunt. I'm sure you've heard of him. He plays for the Steelers, not the Steelers, the Patriots. I apologize. He only sells for like 2K. You could probably get him for like 1K if you really had to. That's one season game. Play one season game. 83 speed. That's not the greatest speed, but it's still pretty fast for a strength running back. 86 strength. That's pretty good strength for a running back. And obviously, he's going to be trucking through a lot of people. Focus on your O line and everything. And if you're going to be doing shorter passes, I actually like speedy receivers this year. I would prefer to get like an Eagles style of receivers. Just get like 10 really fast receivers rather than like 10 really good like catching receivers. So yeah, if anything, just develop your style. I said that too many times, but just focus on what the hell you're supposed to be doing. Focus on everything, And this is Giants of Life signing off.